Yeah, a lot of us are waiting around for silver to basically explode in value one of these days. I'm going to put some common sense things out there again because, I don't like any advice I actually see out there too much, and I pick out the most common sense things, and I just put them together. That's all I'm doing. But common sense or business sense has a hell of a lot more reality to it than anything out there, period. This is us sitting back here, 1952, counting our cards, waiting for the silver to go up, right? That's the game. It's a waiting game, right? It's a game you really can't lose. Fiat dollars isn't really the thing to be in. Tell you the truth, would I be waiting for a pullback right now in silver? Not really. I think there's going to be pullbacks in silver in the future in 2013, maybe even 2014, but it's also going to have some serious rises. In other words, I don't really think the 20s is around anymore. I think that's history. We're going to have some serious rises. You see, this stuff that's going on with the Federal Reserve when they're buying up mortgage-backed securities, it's a balance sheet trick, or I don't want to call it a trick. It's like they're basically changing one asset for another asset. They're going from mortgage-backed securities and they're trading it for dollars. So it's not really, the money obviously is not getting into the system per se. But I want to point out something else that's very, very simple common sense. Look at the price of gold in the euros. Is it really down that much from an all-time high? Hell no. It's pretty close to all-time high. What about Swiss francs? Another safe currency, right? Pretty safe for considering currencies. It's pretty close to the all-time high. What about the British pound? Pretty good currency, right? So, it's not looking so good in dollars because of the dollar strength. But how much longer is that going to last, especially with China being the largest gold producer? Not only are they the largest gold producer, but they're net importers of gold. They're going to kill the dollar, guarantee it. And you notice both parties, whether Republican or Democrat, are pretty much stating like the currency wars and the trade wars, and they're trying to build up. It's a bunch of crap. It's really because of their scamming fiat dollar problem is really what's going on with the United States. That's really the problem. We haven't gotten back to reality and real production. It's a financial game. In finance, is like pretty much like snake oil in a lot of ways if it isn't backed by something real. That's why people are into gold and silver. It's real. Now, admittedly, silver is not the be-all, end-all of everything like some of these people put out here. Like, that's crazy. Silver is not like your number one all-time investment that's ever been on the face of the earth. If you see these kind of people telling you that kind of crap, you better run in the other direction. But I'm not telling you not to buy silver. Actually, if a large part of the population bought some silver, it would drive the freaking prices up pretty damn high. There's no doubt about that bit of wisdom. But before I ever bought silver, or actually I've always had some silver, but before I got heavily into silver, like if I look around, I say, what do I use? I use a lot of supplements and vitamins. I got hundreds of them damn things. I got reserves and supplies. I have food in reserves. I have, like grains in reserve, amaranth and quinoa, if I'm saying that right, hemp, seeds, and all this type of stuff. I am loaded down with all kinds of supplies, baking soda, bleach, colloidal silver, the whole 9 yards, It's like if you don't do these type of things first, if you're afraid of like a major financial calamity, and if you don't do these type of things and you're betting all on silver, you're like this lady standing tiptoe on the bottles. You're really you got a precarious position because silver is one of your strategies. It could be your main financial strategy, but it shouldn't be your main overall strategy. You can't eat silver, that's just what it comes down to. So I'm not knocking it, but this is like my happy medium. I don't go too far one way or too far the other way. I definitely am in this physical silver camp. But if you don't do all the other stuff first, I think you're making a very foolish mistake, and you're pretty much like this cat lady trying to stand on these bottles. It's silver's a high risk asset for one thing or another. But being at the prices it is now, 33, that price is pretty damn low. I think it's going to start clearing 40, maybe 50, maybe 60, and then maybe it'll pull back into the 40s. And then, like when you see it crash, it might go from 85 to 50, 120 down to 75, that type of stuff. It's moving up. It's not moving down overall. So keep your cards, keep them hold tight to you. Don't sell out. I probably sell out of brokerage accounts if I see major gains, but I'm not selling out of physical silver unless I see some really crazy gains first. And I'll only do a small portion. I'm talking like nothing. I mean, it's going to add up to lots of thousands of dollars, but it's not going to be anywhere it's not going to be any sizable percentage of what I have. So that's really what it's going to come down to. Now, as far as the future in 2014, 2013, Jim Rogers is stating pretty much we always had a recession, like a cycle every 4 to 6 years, and 2008, 2014, 2013, that's 5-6 years. So the next cycle is coming in for recession time. And you add in the part about the fiscal cliff. But does that mean silver is going down, gold is going down? No. The fiscal cliff means gold is going way the hell up. And like I said, if you look at the price of these metals and other currencies, once the dollar starts to fall some, you're going to see, well, that's what we need to have. I mean, that's what's going to happen, too. There's no doubt about it. Who the hell is going to keep buying U.S. bonds, including the stupid banks? Right now they're being forced to buy these bonds. You know what? If I was a bankster, I'd be scamming. I don't even give a damn if the book said I was buying treasuries or whatever. There'd be physical gold. There would be. There's no doubt about it, and I'm sure they're doing it. A lot of large institutions are buying physical gold. Not a lot of them are buying silver, but a lot of them are buying gold. People know what the hell's going on. So you might see a big surprise here coming up. And, I see major pullbacks coming. But you know what you're going to see, and this is what always happens. The guys that are like the largest YouTube channels, the big bloggers, I swear they're working with the freaking sharks, the silver sharks on the top. They're going to be telling the middle class to be buying hot and heavy when silver's like $75 an ounce. And say it went up there real fast. Let's say it did. They're going to be telling them to buy hot and heavy. There's no doubt about it. You know what they're... And you know what? You think they're that stupid? No. And I'm going to bring it out again. The only people that be stupid enough to buy, like say silver doubled in 3 months. Let's say it went to $66 from where it is right now. And it was sitting there like at the end of January 2013. It was that up that high. It just jumped like that. All the silver bloggers in the world will be telling you, better buy it because you're going to lose everything. Lindsey Williams is going to come on, Alex Jones, and you know what? I don't trust any of those guys. I know a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I got to put out my angle. And I'm being very, very truthful, and I think I have it nailed 110%. Lindsey Williams is going to go on Alex Jones and say the sky's falling. If you see a game like when they say it went to $66 and doubled in 3 months, hey, tell me another one. The only people that are gonna buy it. See, Jim Rogers, he wouldn't touch silver at $66. He owns it now. Mark Faber wouldn't touch it. Nobody would touch it. None of the guys that are big, that have brains, would go buy into something that is gonna be that got double in a few months. Say this happened. And you know what the silver bloggers would be doing? Be telling all you little people, buy it because the earth is falling apart. Lindsey Williams would have all the inside information and stuff. You see what I'm saying? You got to have a buyer. Somebody's got to sell it to somebody. So there you go. And it's not all a paper market. Believe me, it's not. So if you want to get slammed on silver, that's the thing to avoid. But buying silver even now, you're cool. I don't think it's going down. I mean, I don't have the crystal ball, but I'm pretty damn certain it's not going down in the 20s. It's not. There's going to be I think this crap that Bernanke's doing with the QE, there's cracks in the facade already, man. I don't think he's going to be able to hold it back on this crap. The money supply is not going to be held back, in the banking system and out of the hands in the investment areas. It's going to start trickling its way into hard assets. Greed always overcomes whatever freaking bullshit rules that the freaking Fed is trying to put over on these banks. They're going to find a way to get their hands on other hard assets. And, hey, that's going to start driving the prices up. That's all I got to say. The only thing that's holding the prices down right now on the metals right now is because all this QE is not getting out down to the middle class and getting out to the investment world. But like I said, I don't think that's going to last. It's never lasted like that. It's never lasted like that. Silver right now is still a safe bet at this $33 or $32 or whatever it is at right now. No doubt about it. Hold your cards. And if you look carefully at other currencies, I want to leave you with this thought. Silver and gold are not that far off from their all-time high. What do you expect? What do you want it to go up every week? I love that. But look at the overall picture. In a lot of other currencies, they're not far off from their all-time high. So it's just a matter of once the dollar starts falling again, it's going to fall through 70 at one point in time and that kind of stuff. And when that happens, and silver and gold are still going up against other currencies, you're going to see some major moves in the dollar price in silver. And, but as usual, the silver and gold bloggers are going to misinform the crap out of the middle class. No doubt about it. I really think piss poor are these guys, to tell you the truth. I know a lot of middle class, I know they got a lot of followers and a lot of people believe they're bullshit. I don't. They are definitely pump and dumpers. I got it in my head now. That's exactly, I've had it in my head like that for quite a while now. A lot of months. That they're total BS pump and dumpers working for the silver sharks on the top. So I'm just going to keep putting out that message. So, you might want to play the game a little bit. If you get crazy gains, something doubles in a few months. You want to hold, go right ahead. Would you buy more? Hell, no. But you got to start thinking, who the hell would be buying that? Only middle class morons that these freaking silver pump and dumpers are pushing out the message to. And that's when you got your Lindsey Williams, your Alex Jones, and the whole bunch of them. All right, so hey, I'm not against you. I'm not against silver, but use some common sense. Use some common sense. But $66, is that going to be the final price of silver? Hell no. I think it's going up to at least a couple hundred or something. I think that would be pretty conservative. So, but don't get silver tunnel vision because if you've got all your eggs in one basket and you're just thinking about 100% physical silver and everything you have is in coins, you're like this woman walking across these bottles here. That's dangerous as all hell. And you should steer away from anybody that advises you that garbage. Plain business sense, common sense. Hey, if it's the greatest investment in the world, how come Jim Rogers isn't 100% into coins? Is it because he has too much money? Well, then, if he has too much money, then why does he just try to even get more? As much as he can. The reason is, they don't know. And if they don't know, like Jim Rogers doesn't really know where the hell it's going exactly, the price, and neither does Mark Faber. How the hell are these silver bloggers can tell you that it's the greatest investment of all time, of all mankind history? Okay, use some common sense. What are these guys really selling you, huh? Like I said, they're trying to get the middle class to buy hot and heavy, so when the silver sharks dump it, they got somebody to sell to. Somebody's got to take the other side of the equation. So, that's my message. And I hope you get it. So, hey, I don't know. I hope we don't sound mean or anything like that. But that's really what these guys are doing. They're screwing you up there, middle class people. So, be careful.